just filming this short video today to talk to you about something that we have developed in Ashworth Strategy that is SMART marketing. So the acronym SMART. The S stands for strategy. So strategy is the number one most important thing when you're talking about your marketing. The reason why is because what most people will be doing and what's not considered smart marketing is really doing anything and everything all the time, as much as possible, around the clock. Now what that does, it spreads your resources thin. So not only does it spread your investment in each of those activities thin, but also your time, effort, energy, and money, and your team's resources. So all of those things dilute the final result because you're not actually able to focus on any of the core activities that are truly revenue producing and results producing. So that is where your strategy is. The other part of strategy, of course, there's a lot to strategy, but so it's not only understanding where to focus your time, but it's also on developing that conscious plan for how you're actually going to be executing your marketing. So understanding what your funnel looks like, what is the customer's journey that they take in order from viewing your ad for the first time and never hearing of your product or company before, to actually becoming a customer and potentially becoming a recurrent customer and repurchasing your products over and over again. So that is the funnel that is very important. Same way when you're talking about advertising and you're setting up your campaigns, making sure that you have the same structure and that strategy within your ads are what essentially sets apart advertising from working or not working. So that's number one. Messaging, M in SMART. That is another huge one. That's the main part of your brand. So your brand, all of the elements such as the logo, the creatives, all of those actually are supposed to be supporting your main messaging. The core of your brand is the message that resonates with your customers. Therefore, you must know who your customers are and who you're speaking to, but that is the most important part of your brand, and everything else gets built from this main messaging that resonates with your ideal customer. Now, the other one is A, automation. Automation is extremely important nowadays because we do have digital resources at our fingertips, and every company should be taking advantage of this, however large or small. So automation, for example, can come in the form in marketing, can come in the form of emails. So you should be doing sequencing in your emails, not just sending out emails individually one by one, but in fact creating an entire automated sequencing within your email marketing. The other example could be in Facebook advertising. So once you have that strategy and that structure set up in your advertising campaigns, and you have all of the ads and you've tested, that's another huge one. Then you should be putting up some rules so that you don't have to be sitting inside the account all the time, or your teams should be doing this, or your agency, consultancy, someone who is managing your ads should be setting up some rules as well. That's part of automation. There are many other examples of automation in marketing, as well as such as scheduling posts, etc. You should not be sitting there and doing this just like firefighting. A business runs on automation and processes in order to grow. So the R in SMART marketing, it stands for retargeting. The reason why we need to call this out as one of the most important parts of smart marketing is because once you spend money on cold audiences, so that is audiences who have never heard of your products before, they're just finding out about your product and your brand, your company for the first time. The retargeting is the part that most people forget about, but is the most important part, the next important part in the entire sequence. I would definitely put more emphasis on retargeting. However, you need enough people to come through the funnel in order to get you have to have the opportunity to retarget to begin with. So therefore, of course, your cold audience top of funnel needs to be very strong, and it needs to have enough people to come through in order to retarget. But in terms of your focus and getting that, maximizing your return on investment, the retargeting is incredibly important, if not the most important. As long as you have enough people coming through on top, retargeting is most important. So this can come in the form of course, your ads. It can come with your emails. It should be retargeting on several different points of contact. And the T in SMART, that stands for target, and that's actually twofold. Number one, target focus. So this is something that in general, business owners, again, just with the strategy component that we talked about, focus is the number one most important thing in business, because you can't do everything 100% of the time. So therefore, focus is where you really need to be in your business in order to succeed and be able to scale. So that's target, having this target focused in your business. But also, this translates to having a target focus on who your ideal customer is, so your target market. And it's called a target market for that reason. Your customer is not the entire world. Your customer is a very targeted portion of the population. And the reason is, and because you want to be able to speak directly at somebody who thinks that they essentially, you read their diary, or you read their mind, you understand their pain points, you understand their desires, you understand what they want, and that is the goal. And you can't do that with everybody. It's just impossible. So, the saying of you try to catch 10 birds, you're probably going to come up with nothing, but you try to catch one bird, and most likely you can actually go out and catch that one bird. So that is really the idea behind it, that you want to focus. And this does not mean that you're actually going to be turning people away. At the same time, it's not a bad thing if you turn people away, because think about it. If you are creating something for a customer, let's say it's anti-aging products to fix rosacea, even anti-aging plus rosacea. But somebody who comes over and they don't have rosacea, they actually have a very different skin tone, and they buy your product, they're going to be disappointed because they're not going to see any results. And what's that going to translate to is a negative customer review. So it's not a bad thing to turn away the people who this product is not going to help, because that just saves you from having bad reviews. And the thing is that when we're talking about e-commerce marketing and growing e-commerce businesses, I would say that customer reviews is the absolute most important thing to focus on when you're growing your e-commerce store. And the reason is because it's so fast moving. People can leave these reviews in an instant on your website, on any platform, on your ads as well. And that is going to directly impact your ads automatically. So we've had that experience with customers who are paying $200,000, $500,000 a month on advertisements, and even those who are paying less than that, $20,000 per month. The moment there is a negative review, it is directly and instantly reflected in the ads. And this can be a negative comment on the ads. This can be a negative comment on the website. So that is extremely important, and that's why having this target focus in your business activities, in your marketing activities, but also having that target focus on who your customers are, that's why it is so incredibly important. And that's why it comes into SMART marketing. That is SMART. Again, strategy, main messaging, automation, retargeting, and target focus.